Also wanted to ask either Commissioner Schwinn or Commissioner Piercy about contact sports. We know those have resumed, but we also have seen reports that in Greenville High School and Middle School, there's already been a couple of positive cases in the middle school and high school related to sports teams. How can you ensure that kids are safe, but also having these, this participation in these contact sports where people could, have close contact?
You want to answer?
Let me preface this by saying, like any good Southern woman, I love football just as much as anybody else does. But talk about a higher risk activity. It's higher risk than sitting in a classroom when you are sweating and hitting people in a contact sport. We also know that sports are crucial to people's well-being, mental well-being, physical well-being, and so what we tried to do with the sports guidelines is make it to where they can participate in the safest manner possible. But I'll remind you, just like with in-classroom learning, you don't have to do it. And I think we've seen some reports lately of some athletes opting out for a season, and that's perfectly acceptable as well if you don't want to bear that additional risk. I am pleased with how the guidelines turned out, and I think it does allow for sort of the safest manner possible, both for participants and for spectators. And if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to look at the 1918 photo. I think it was Georgia Tech, where they had a football game and every spectator in the stands had a mask on. And so that's how they dealt with that pandemic. I'd like to say we're a lot more sophisticated than then, but our fans will need to wear masks in stadiums this year, too, to keep themselves safe as well.
Commissioner, we've seen that today the state is reporting 42 deaths. Are you guys seeing a shift in deaths in the rural areas? We know that those areas have seen more cases recently.
So if you'll allow me, let me give you a few comments on that death rate. Today, you're correct. 42 is the highest number that we've had. But I want you to know that that should be kept in context. If you look back at Saturday